Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us. This is the main news on Camnet TV, coming to you live on Topstar channel 106 on Kenstream app. We are also streaming live on Facebook Camnet TV as well as on our YouTube channel Camnet TV. Here are the headlines in our news tonight. Declare energy crisis a national emergency, AIPAC tells government. JCTR urges President HICHILEMA to tackle cost of living energy crisis in Friday PARLEY address. Foreign traders a threat to local businesses, ZANAMACA. In international news, Ethiopia inaugurates Africa's largest dam to boost supply and economic growth. And in sports news, Faz thanks fans and legends for unwavering support. Do join me with the details shortly after this break.
Get the latest updates in court news only on Camnet TV. We take you and make you feel part of the court sessions through our in-depth coverage of the adjudication process. Get informed on those who have been arrested, delayed and denied the police bond bail victims, persons taking plea, court adjournments, verdicts, and those administration issues in the judiciary. You can also follow and give us a like on our social media platforms, Camnet TV, not just the channel.
With the news in detail, my name is Sylvia Zulu. Republican President Hakainde Hichilema will this Friday, September 12, 2025, officially open the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly. National Assembly Acting Clerk Loveness Mayaka has confirmed the development and says members of Parliament will debate various policy pronouncements to be delivered by the head of state during his address. Mrs. Mayaka has further disclosed that the Minister of Finance and National Planning is scheduled to present the 2025 national budget on 26th September 2025 in line with the President's policy direction. She explained that the sitting marks the beginning of the parliamentary calendar, traditionally known as the budget meeting, which runs from September to December. This is according to a statement issued by National Assembly Senior Media Liaison Officer Nshamba Muzungu. Meanwhile, the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, is calling on President Hakainde Hichilema to provide solutions to the daily struggles facing ordinary Zambians, particularly the high cost of living and the ongoing energy crisis, as he opens the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly this Friday, 12th September 2025. JCTR Deputy Director, Reverend Dr. Boyd Kapiunganyira, says while government has made progress in stabilizing the economy, restructuring debt and growing sectors such as mining and agriculture, citizens expect to see these gains translated into reduced poverty, improved services and better living conditions. He notes that JCTR's basic needs and nutritional basket continues to show persistently high living costs despite macroeconomic gains. The center is further urging the President to outline concrete measures on social protection, inclusive growth, climate resilience and governance. The organization is also hoping that the President's address will go beyond electoral aspirations and provide a clear roadmap for justice, equity and inclusive development as Zambia heads towards the 2026 general elections.
President Hakainde Hichilema prepares to open the 5th session of the 13th National Assembly on Friday, 12th September 2025, the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR, calls for an address that speaks not only to national achievements, but also to the daily struggles of ordinary Zambians. Since 2021, successful addresses highlighted progress in macroeconomic stability, debt restructuring, and growth in sectors such as mining and agriculture. While these gains are important, JCTR urges that the 2025 address demonstrate how such progress is being translated into reduced poverty, improved access to social services, and a better quality of life for households. The 2025 presidential address comes at a critical moment, with Zambia recovering from the economic and climate shocks of 2024 while consolidating recent gains. The theme is expected to emphasize unity, continuity, and prosperity, linking progress to the government's electoral aspirations ahead of the 2026 general elections.
President of newly launched Democratic Progressive Party, DPP, Antonio Mwanza, said the party will invest in power generation as part of its policy priorities aimed at making electricity more affordable for Zambians. Speaking at the party's launch in Lusaka, Mr. Mwanza urged ZESCO to renegotiate electricity export deals to ensure that power remains accessible and affordable for local consumers. Mr. Mwanza also called on young Zambians to step into leadership roles and move beyond being used as campaign tools. He described the DPP as a platform for the youth to actively participate in politics and help shape the nation's future. He further announced plans to create 200,000 jobs in the financial sector and provide village banking training to 500,000 residents.
When the Democratic Progressive Party takes on government, we will make sure that ZESCO works for the Zambian people. We will invest in the generation capacity, invest in the distribution capacity, we will cut off middlemen, and we will make sure that we supply power to the local communities before we supply power to foreigners, foreign countries. Our call right now is that ZESCO must renegotiate the contracts that they have signed with other countries and defer the exportation of power until they provide sufficient power to Zambia. Look at the cost of living. Electricity and fuel are the engine of the economy. When the price of fuel is going up and the price of electricity is going up, automatically the cost of doing business goes up. Automatically, the cost of living goes up. As the Democratic Progressive Party, we're going to have a seed microfinancial institute to grow client and reach 50,000 young people and women. And in the next 5 years, we target to have 500,000 young people and young women on microfinance and village banking. We will endeavor to train 100,000 villagers in village banking groups, in bookkeeping, in savings, and in microloan management. These are things that are doable. These are things that a government that cares about.
The Tonse Alliance has submitted a formal motion to impeach President Hakainde Hichilema, citing alleged gross misconduct and violation of constitutional provisions. The motion was announced during a press briefing today by the party's National Youth Chairman, Celestine Mukandila. Speaking to journalists, Mr. Mukandila accused the president of attempting to literally amend the constitution without following the mandated public consultation process. He argued that this action violated multiple provisions of the Constitution, including Articles 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 61, 90, 91, 92, and 118, and undermined the principles of popular sovereignty and constitutional governance. Mr. Mukandila said the motion is not politically motivated, but is an act of patriotism aimed at defending the Constitution. The motion requests that the National Assembly initiate impeachment proceedings. Article 108 of the Constitution, which allows a president to be impeached for violating constitutional provisions or committing gross misconduct.
Submits a motion for the impeachment of President Hakainde Hichilema pursuant to Articles 108 of Act number 2 of 2016 of the Zambian Constitution. The grounds for this motion are predicated upon the President's demonstrable gross misconduct and willful violation of explicit constitutional provisions, specifically concerning his unconstitutional attempts to unilaterally amend the Constitution of Zambia. Background to the allegations. President Hakainde Hichilema embarked on an unprecedented and unconstitutional, dubious endeavor to initiate a constitutional amendment process led by the executive arm, entirely circumventing the indispensable requirement for broad public consultation. This action stands in stark contrast of all historical precedents within Zambia, where no preceding head of state has ever spearheaded a constitutional amendment agenda without robust and meaningful engagement with the citizenry. Despite pervasive advice and widespread rejections from various bodies and organizations, clearly indicating that such a unilateral approach constituted a fundamental breach of the Constitution, the President adamantly proceeded his illicit amendment agenda.
The Action Institute for Policy Analysis Center, AIPAC, has called on the Zambian government to declare the ongoing energy crisis as a national emergency, warning that persistent load shedding threatens to derail the country's economic recovery. AIPAC Executive Director Solomon Ngoma says although the International Monetary Fund, IMF, has projected Zambia's inflation rate to decline to 7.9% in 2026, the target will be difficult to achieve without decisive reforms. He said the slow implementation of the open access policy on the Tazama pipeline and delays in tackling structural challenges is a threat to sustainable growth. He added that the crisis was not only undermining productivity, but also discouraging investment, increasing unemployment, and worsening the welfare of citizens.
We take note of International Monetary Fund's IMF recent projection that Zambia's inflation rate would decrease to 7.9%. While this development signals progress in the macroeconomic stabilization, we are concerned about the government's slow pace in implementing the open access policy on the Tazama pipeline. This lag raises questions about the government's commitment to critical structural reforms necessary for sustainable economic growth. At AIPAC, we stress the importance of policy consistency and effective implementation. For Zambia to attract investment and drive economic growth, the government must prioritize reforms that enhance economic efficiency, transparency, and accountability. Moreover, we strongly emphasize that addressing the energy crisis is crucial for achieving IMF's projections. The persistence of shedding is a significant impediment to the economic growth, and we urge the government to declare the current energy situation a national emergency. Immediately and sustained action is required to stabilize the energy sector and ensure a reliable power supply. The current energy crisis not only hampers economic productivity but also discourages investment, exacerbates unemployment, and undermines the welfare of Zambian citizens. It is imperative that the government takes decisive action and measures to address the root causes of shedding, and including investing in energy infrastructure, improving governance in the energy sector, and enhancing the efficiency of energy production and distribution. Furthermore, we call on the government to develop a comprehensive strategy to mitigate the impact of load shedding on businesses and households.
The Zambia National Marketeers Credit Association, ZANAMACA, has raised concern over what it describes as the growing dominance of foreign traders in the country's retail and wholesale sectors, warning that the trend is suffocating local businesses. ZANAMACA President and founder Mopila Kameya says foreign traders have monopolized key business areas, making it difficult for Zambian entrepreneurs to compete. He stresses that such monopolization is shifting competition, hindering job creation and posing a danger to the country's economic stability. He clarified that ZANAMACA is not against foreign investment, but called for equitable policies that provide a level playing field for both local and foreign traders. He has since urged the government to put in place measures that safeguard small businesses, encourage entrepreneurship, and promote fair competition.
We feel compelled to address the growing concern regarding the uncontrollable influx of foreign traders that is adversely impacting our local businesses. The recent trends in foreign investment have revealed alarming patterns that threaten the very backbone of our economy. Foreign traders have increasingly monopolized both the wholesale and retail sectors, strangling smaller Zambian businesses at every turn. This monopolization not only stifles competition, but also impedes the growth and sustainability of local enterprises that are crucial for job creation and economic stability in our communities. If left unchecked, this troubling phenomenon poses a significant danger to the country's economy. The marginalization of Zambian traders can lead to increased unemployment rates and a decline in local production, ultimately hindering our nation's development. It is essential to clarify: we do not oppose foreign trade. We recognize its value. However, we advocate for an equitable sharing of business opportunities that allows all players, both local and foreign, to thrive. Every trader deserves a fair chance to contribute to the economy without facing the overwhelming pressure of monopolistic practices.
Republican President Hakainde Hichilema says government is committed to implementing reforms in the energy sector to ensure universal access to electricity for all Zambians. Speaking at the official opening of the Energy Forum for Africa conference in Lusaka on Wednesday, President Hichilema said universal access to electricity is critical for driving both economic and social development. He further called for faster and more substantial mobilization of resources to meet the growing demand for power across the country. The president, however, highlighted that high capital cost remains a barrier to growth and urged legislative reforms to support investment and improve access to electricity. Meanwhile, Energy Minister Makozo Chikote added that Zambia aims to lead Africa's transition towards cleaner and more sustainable energy solutions. He said the Energy Forum is designed to accelerate the delivery of sustainable energy solutions for Africa, translating the continent's energy resources into tangible opportunities for citizens.
The gap, you can say, shortage of electricity may have been like that because of the drought, which we have to address. But the gap is growing now because the economy is growing, which means the demand for electricity is growing. So we have to work harder. We have to work faster. We have to mobilize resources quicker than ever before. And I'll be talking about the price of investable resources. We've been paying too much. Everybody knows I'm going to touch this thing. I cannot leave it untouched. The price of capital for our continent has been discriminatory, too high. Some sector, some business, Africa pays more than anyone in the world. That is not correct. That's actually part of the inhibition to our growing the energy sector.
Zambia is determined to lead Africa's energy transition towards cleaner, sustainable, and diversified energy systems. Mr. President, as your foot soldiers, we are strong believers in your vision and we will continue to implement your good policies that are already attracting investment and yielding positive results. Distinguished delegates, as a country, we are in the right trajectory. All now we are focusing on is to make sure that our projects have timeline. We have to beat the timelines.
The Zambia Compulsory Standards Agency, ZCSA, says it will begin enforcing 41 new compulsory standards next month as part of efforts to enhance consumer safety and environmental protection. ZCSA Executive Director Gerard Zinga said the agency has started training staff to equip them with the knowledge and skills required to regulate the additional products. The standards, which take effect on October 1st, follow engagements with stakeholders after the issuance of statutory instrument number 20 of 2025 by the Minister of Commerce, Trade and Industry. Mr. Zinga explained that the new standards cover a wide range of goods, including solar products, food and packaging materials, carbon steel bars, energy drinks, milk and milk products, fish and fish products, table wines, tomato products, as well as fresh fruits and vegetables. He noted that expansion was necessary to keep pace with the growing number and complexity of products on the market. The new standards are expected to tighten oversight across key sectors and strengthen confidence in the quality of products available on the Zambian market.
One of the challenges that the agency has faced over the years is the low number of products that are covered by compulsory standards. For stakeholders from outside, currently the agency only regulates 61 products. This is low compared to the number and complexity of products that are available on the market. This challenge has been highlighted not only by ourselves as members of staff, but also external stakeholders, including the Ministry of Fisheries, which brought to attention some of the products that require regulation, and of course private sector, today represented by a representative from Trade Kings. As a result of this challenge that has been there, management and the board have been making frantic efforts to increase the number of products that are covered by compulsory standards. This is aimed at enhancing our regulatory intervention. By regulating more products, we'll be able to protect more stakeholders. Our responsibility as an institution is to protect the health and safety of our citizens, and this is done through our regulatory interventions. That is the implementation of compulsory standards. Following engagement of various stakeholders within the institution, it was decided that implementation of the new standards should start on 1st October 2025. This is going to be the beginning of the fourth quarter.
Western Province Deputy Permanent Secretary Richard Mulwanda has reaffirmed the government's commitment to delivering quality healthcare services to communities across the province. Speaking during an interaction meeting organized by Save the Children International, Mr. Mulwanda commended the organization for its work in Mongo District and urged health workers to properly maintain and care for the equipment donated to local health facilities. Meanwhile, Mongo District Health Director Dr. Silwendo Lioma noted that the support for Save the Children and its partners, the district has recorded a significant reduction in maternal mortality, highlighting the impact of collaborative efforts in improving health outcomes.
Mongo District, after recording high maternal complication in previous years, government and its partners strive to fight the virus. And this Save the Children with support from its partner, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, has been supporting some healthy facilities in Western Province. Speaking during the meeting, Western Province Permanent Secretary Richard Mulwanda says government remains committed in working with other stakeholders to provide quality health services to the community.
And 15,000 women accessing essential health and nutrition services.
2,931 newborns were reached with life-saving interventions. Today's engagement should be to strengthen commitment and collaboration between the stakeholders and save the children. So it is about a stronger, more resilient health system, one that can save every woman, every family, including the most vulnerable amongst us. And we will ensure that the materials, the equipment given to our health facilities are well looked after and they provide the necessary benefits to our people.
Mungu District Health Director Dr. Wendo Ryoma and Dr. Skakena Kapatso, the Wanika General Hospital Medical Superintendent, says there is a reduction in maternal mortality due to conducive environment provided by government.
There. We have had also a substantial reduction in maternal mortality. So far, I can report that in 2025, the district has had 0 community maternal death. Guest of honor, all these partnership and activities have been possible because of the conducive environment provided for.
With self-interest, it is gratifying to see the Church of Latter-day Saints devoting themselves to solving humanitarian challenges faced by humanity. We therefore...
Mino Blessings Mushala is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints State President, and the overseer has this to say.
We as a church have sought to align with the government, and our priorities have been focused on reducing maternal and neonatal death by improving the quality of access to care, but particularly in the primary healthcare settings and also in the rural areas.
Kelvin Kabiramsiewo, Camnet News in Mongo District, Western Province.
You're watching the news on Camnet TV. We'll now take a set of information. I will be back with some international stories as well as sports news. Keep watching.
For immediate coverage of any breaking or latest news in Zambia and around the world on Camnet Television, call the numbers on your screen. Camnet Television, bringing to your screens fair news, impartial news, credible and reliable news all the time. Get the whole truth on Camnet World News. Camnet Television, not just another channel.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda Electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Enjoy the benefits of an instant loan with us ranging from 1,000 kwacha to 750,000 kwacha paid extra. collateral is viewed, valued, and verified. Call us on 0763 595 359 or 0779 432 993. Classified Financial Express, here as your financial friend.
Are you looking for a reliable and efficient courier company with international standards? Then let UBZ Courier, your trusted partner in swift and secure deliveries, be your ultimate choice. Whether it's a small package or a hefty consignment, UBZ Courier handles it all, locally and internationally. Our modern call center ensures personalized attention for every client. For seamless deliveries with Zambia and beyond, trust UBZ Courier. Call us now on +260 763 062 680 or visit us at plot number 15 Mwapona Road, Woodlands, Lusaka, Zambia. UBZ Courier, a world-class brand that can be trusted.
Thank you so much for staying with us. In international news, Ethiopia on Tuesday inaugurated the Grand Resonance Dam, Africa's largest hydroelectric project, aimed at boosting national electricity supply, ending frequent blackouts and supporting the development of electric vehicles in a country that has banned gasoline-powered imports. The $5 billion mega dam, located on the tributary of the Nile River in northwest Ethiopia near the Sudanese border, is expected to generate over 5,000 megawatts, effectively doubling the nation's electricity generation capacity. The ceremony saw Ethiopians dressed in traditional attire celebrate the milestone with music and dance, while large screens across the capital broadcast the event. Addressing attendees, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed described the dam as a big achievement, demonstrating the potential of African-led infrastructure. Here is a roundup of international news.
Various leaders who attended the inauguration of the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance changing in the Eastern African country. Those visiting African heads of states and government joined Abiy Ahmed for the inauguration, with many expressing interest in importing power from Ethiopia. Countries like Kenya have now promised to import electricity from Ethiopia to boost its national grid capacity.
The Ethiopian Renaissance Dam is not merely a national project. It is a Pan-African statement. It exemplifies the scale and ambition of African-led infrastructure and aligns with Africa Union's vision of continental energy connectivity.
Somalia's President Mohamud also held the project.
We understand that water resources touches life differently in each country. For some, it's about survival, water security. For others, it's about energy and growth. All these perspectives are valid.
Also in attendance was South Sudan President Salva Kiir, who also promised to import electricity from Ethiopia to boost his country's energy capacity.
I am also pleased to announce that South Sudan is looking forward to signing an agreement to receive power from the dam.
The almost $5 billion mega dam, located on a tributary of the River Nile in the northwest of the country near the Sudan, will be 5,000 megawatts and is expected to double national electricity generation capacity, according to officials.
An international activist flotilla seeking to break the Israeli blockade of Gaza said on Wednesday that it was attacked for the second night in a row. The global Sumud flotilla said that one of its boats was hit by a drone as it was docked in Tunisian waters. The group shared security camera footage showing people on board shouting fire and pointing to the sky. Projectiles on fire fell on the deck, exploding and setting off a blaze. Organizers said all passengers and crew were unharmed. Another boat from the flotilla had suffered a similar assault the night before. Tunisian authorities on Tuesday denied that this first attack had been caused by drones and said they were investigating the cause. The global Summit flotilla is made of around 20 boats carrying humanitarian aid that departed from Spain on September 1st. It had planned a stop in Tunisia before sailing on to Gaza. Participants on board come from at least 44 countries and include Swedish activist Greta Thunberg and former Barcelona mayor Ada Colau.
Fletcher, secrétaire général adjoint aux affaires humanitaires de l'ONU, était à Port-au-Prince, la capitale haïtienne, pour une visite d'une journée. Le responsable onusien a pour objectif d'évaluer la détérioration de la crise humanitaire causée par la violence généralisée des gangs et qui a fait des milliers de morts et plus d'1 million de sans-abri. C'est difficile d'être témoin, c'est l'une des responsabilités de ce poste, d'être ici, de témoigner et de reconnaître non seulement ce que nous faisons, ce qui est important, mais aussi et surtout ce que nous ne faisons pas. Et c'est cet écart entre ce que nous pouvons faire et ce que nous devrions faire pour les gens ici qui mettent en colère. Cela m'attriste, mais surtout cela me met en colère. Lors de sa visite de l'hôpital universitaire de la paix, Fletcher a averti que les efforts humanitaires étaient insuffisants et que les fonds pourraient être épuisés d'ici la fin du mois de septembre. Chaque jour, des milliers de personnes reçoivent les soins dont elles ont besoin. Ce n'est qu'une goutte d'eau dans l'océan. Des femmes victimes de violences sexuelles atroces et qui accouchent, des hommes blessés par balles et des enfants souffrant de malnutrition. Tous reçoivent des soins, mais tout cela est menacé car la ligne de financement cruciale expire fin septembre. Selon l'ONU, les gangs haïtiens ont pris le contrôle quasi total de la capitale et les autorités sont incapables d'enrayer l'escalade de la violence dans ce pays caribéen.
The Football Association of Zambia, FAZ, has expressed heartfelt gratitude to the thousands of fans who packed the Levi Monawasi Stadium in Ndola for the recent FIFA World Cup qualifier against Morocco. FAZ General Secretary Machacha Shempande praised the fans for their passion, commitment and unwavering support, which was evident throughout the match. Shempande commended the fans for standing firmly behind the team even after the unfavorable result, demonstrating invaluable loyalty and belief. FAZ acknowledged the presence of football legends including Frederick Kashimoto, Peter Kaumba and the Matiloti brothers, among others, who honored the occasion with their attendance. The association also appreciated the presence of former FAZ presidents such as Michael Chiti, Teddy Mulonga and Kalusha Walia, who showed their support for the Chipolo Polo. That's it for our main news tonight. Here is a recap of the stories making headlines. Declare energy crisis a national emergency, AIPAC tells government. JCTR urges President HICHILEMA to tackle cost of living energy crisis in Friday Parliament address. Foreign traders a threat to local businesses, ZANAMACA. In international news, Ethiopia inaugurates Africa's largest dam to boost power supply and economic growth. And in sports news, FAZ thanks fans and legends for unwavering support. We now look at the Camnet for the day coming from the book of Luke 12, verse 48. But he that knoweth not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required, and to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. That's it. My name is Sylvia Zulu. Remember, you have been catching us live on Top Channel 106 on Kenstream app. We are also streaming live on Facebook at Camnet TV, as well as YouTube channel Camnet TV. Thank you so much for watching. Good night and God bless you all.